Hello, Scourgelings, it is I, SoulScourger, and I come bearing the gift of a solo thief challenge run. In this run, I'll have XP and Gil modifiers set to 1x, encounters are on the entire time, I'll open all the chests, and promotions are allowed, so eventually I will be a ninja. And without further whatever, let's start this off by creating my party of 1 thief and 3 black mages. I swiftly kill off the mages and make my way to the king, who elaborates on his issues. It falls on deaf ears, cause we've been here many times before. I make my way into town to gear up with a rapier and some leather armor. I re-rolled a lot of these early levels, making sure to get greater HP boosts. And at level 4, I head to Garland. The first time we slug it out, he bests me, but I try again and make off with his britches. We rescue Sarah and return to the king to receive the loot and have the bridge rebuilt. After an obscene amount of cutscenes, I hightail it straight to Bavoka, where I snag some leather gloves and take on the pirate horde again. They go down easy enough with some auto attacks and a high potion to obtain the ship. Now I level up to 11 for Gil reasons and head to Elfheim to snag a copper armlet and some potions. Here I stop by Mount Dwergar and grab these 2 chests for about 1,000 gil, and that's going to help with some of my items. I level up to 24 and take on the Pisco demons in the Marsh Cave. I accidentally use an antidote here instead of a potion, which gets me killed, but I persevere and secure the victory, thanks to a preemptive strike and some lucky crits, meaning the crown is mine. I hightail it straight to Astos with the crown. He casts death on me like a dozen times, but I keep on keeping on, and eventually I get a run where he fails to slow me, or death me, netting me an easy win. This gives me the Crystal Eye, which I give to Matoya, who then gives me the Jolt Tonic. Then I head back to Elfheim with that Jolt Tonic and use it to wake this sleeping prince, who then gives me a Mystic Key. With this, I pick up all the chests I feel like grabbing, and that gives me a Rune Blade and the Nitro Powder. After blowing open the canal, I enter Melmond and grab a silver armlet. I head now to the Earth Cave, barely escaping the clutches of this single ghoul. The vampire proves easy enough, a 2-shot kill nets me the Star Ruby. I go to feed the ruby to the golem, who opens the way to the sage's cave. In here, the sage issues me my rod, and I make my way back into the Cavern of Earth and eventually reach the Lich. He paralyzes me a couple of times, but the third fight I manage to avoid paralyze and slow, and it gets me the win for the Earth Crystal. Now that I have the Earth Crystal, this allows me to receive the canoe at Crescent Lake. And with that canoe, I head straight to the Citadel of Trials, since I can dock the canoe at this river. In here I snag a ruby armlet, the ice brand, the gauntlets, and the rat's tail. From here, I head to the Cavern of Ice to get the Levistone. Then I get the airship and make my way to Behemoth to perform my class change into a ninja. This is great because I can use a lot more armor and weapons, and now I can cast up to level 4 black magic, and this is mostly used just to haste myself. Then I head to the Oasis for the Bottled Fairy, and I also grab some Protect drinks and some Strength tonics. Off to Gaia I go to release the fairy and get the Oxy Ale. I then make some pit stops to grab all the spells I want. I picked up Temper, Slow, Hold, Haste, and Blazara, though I only used Haste and Temper in the run. Next stop is the Waterfall Cave, so I can grab the Warp Cube, the Ribbon, and the Defender. With all that out of the way, I finally head to Mount Gold, which is a walk in the park due to all this upgrading I just did. Marilith goes down with a haste and a few attacks, which gains me the Fire Crystal. Now I must go to the Sunken Shrine. In here I get the Giant's Gloves, the Diamond Armlet, and the Rosetta Stone. And eventually I reach the Kraken, and this fight was easy. I just hasted myself and attacked him a few times to claim the Water Crystal. Now I need to reach the Mirage Tower. I go there and realize I forgot to grab the key items that allow me to enter. So I double back to Melmond to learn Lufinian, then go to Lufenia to grab the Chime, and now I'm able to enter. In here I'll get the Sasuke's Blade, which is a ninja-specific weapon that shreds pretty hard. I end up at Tiamat. She goes down without a hitch after a haste and some attacks, netting me the final crystal. Now I make my way to the Chaos Shrine. Here I'm whisked back 2,000 years and have to fight the upgraded Four Fiends again. I haste myself against the Lich and slug it out, somehow barely avoiding the death blow. This leads me to Merilith, who I just haste and auto-attack to death without any fuss. The Kraken goes down with a lucky speed check at the end, and here I grab the Masamune and take on Tiamat again. I haste and just auto-attack her, absorbing all of her damage, and win. And finally, I reach Chaos. I attempt to just auto-attack for the first time, but this gets me killed pretty instantly, so this turns into a battle of attrition. I use as many Protect drinks as I can while using all my full heal items. I haste and start attacking, but he full heals himself a couple times, negating all the damage I just did. So I decide to pump myself up with attack drinks while juggling healing items. Then eventually I'm able to do enough damage to take him down before he can heal himself again. Now that concludes the run and leaves me with the one solo challenge to go, the White Mage. Thanks for coming with me on this journey, and I will see you in a couple weeks for the next and final solo challenge of Final Fantasy I. Thanks for tuning in. Later.